Hello, everybody. Good evening. How are we all doing on this fine Wednesday? Hi, Sam. Hi, Sharon Sipe. Hello, Kelmer. Hope you're all having a good day, good evening, wherever you may be in the world. Where I am, it's minus 2 degrees, which is considerably warmer than it was yesterday. It was minus 10. That's Celsius, by the way. We've probably had, I don't know, 1.5 feet of snow that's fallen over the last couple of days. So it's been a lot, but we're supposed to be really warm this weekend. So weather's crazy. Climate change, right? Yeah, that's Quincy that you've seen there in the background. The black kitty cat. Good evening, Linda. How are you, my dear? I have 3 cats, Sin. Hey, Anna Banana. How are you, love? How's everybody doing today? Oh, thanks, Sin. Yeah, it was a good chat. I enjoyed having Allie here. It was very cool. Good evening, Jay. How are you, my dear? Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, go for it, Anna Banana. I'm just shuffling up some cards. Good evening, Flowing. How are you? Thank you for joining, everybody, on this fine Wednesday. Does anybody here know the day that they were born? I was born on a Wednesday, and there's like a nursery rhyme or a poem that was written years and years and years ago that tells you about the day of the week that you were born on in the nursery rhyme. So children that are born on Wednesdays are apparently full of woe, which is me. Does anybody else know what day they were born on? I'm doing great, thanks, Jay. I'm glad to hear that you're doing good too, my friend. I am glad to know that you are doing well too. You're a Tuesday's child? Yep. Yours Tuesday as well. Look at that. See that? You got something in common. If Jay doesn't know, he's probably looking it up. You had ice snow fog this morning. It was breathtakingly beautiful. All the trees were frosted. Look at that. 3 people born on a Tuesday. See, that's kind of cool. Linda, do you know what day you were born on? Yeah, I don't ever hear people talking about that, the days of the week poem, like they used to. It was a big thing in my day. Oh, you were born on a Friday? Actually, I think Tuesday's child has far to go. I'm going to look it up because I need to know. I used to know it. Okay, Monday's child is fair of face. You guys are correct. Tuesday's child is full of grace. Wednesday's child is full of woe. Thursday's child has far to go. Friars. Honestly, you guys. Friday's child is loving and giving. Saturday's child works for the living. And the child that is born on the Sabbath day is fair and wise and good and gay. And which is probably why that poem is not popular anymore. Interesting. You got your mama to go into church? That's funny. Well, all I know is that I was the first child, and yeah, thank you, honey. I'm a hurting unit, you guys. So when my mom was pregnant with me, I decided that I wanted to come out at 6 months. I didn't like it, and then I changed my mind, which totally sounds like something I would do. And so my mom was put on bed rest, right? And my mother went to her mom's house and stayed with my grandmother, for my grandmother to kind of like, keep an eye on her, because my dad was a truck driver and he would be gone for sometimes days at a time. And after, a couple of weeks of boredom, it was hard to keep my mother pinned down like that. They had sent, some stuff over to the house, one of them being a typewriter. So she typed on my brain. She used to tell me she'd rest the typewriter right on my belly and just type away. No wonder I have such a hard head. And then I decided to be 2 weeks overdue. I went 2 weeks past her due date in the end. And when I came out, I ruptured her appendix. And you're welcome. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then when I was born, my mother says that I had hair like a beetle. I don't even know what that means, because as far as I know, beetles don't have hair, but I've seen the pictures and it looks a lot like, if anyone here knows what I'm talking about, those toilet seat covers, the ones that look like a carpet. That's what I look like that I had on my head. I had like a full patch of hair on the top of my head that was like jet black. And I think most newborn babies have like a red tinge to them, but I was like an olive complexion. Now my mother is like blonde and very fair skinned, and she thought that they had given her the wrong baby, because I looked in, according to her, I looked like I was Italian, right? And so she freaked out apparently, and thought that I was that they'd given her the wrong baby, right? Which I just the whole story is just comical, right? And anyway, suffice it to say that we realized who I belonged to, and I went home with the right people, thank goodness. But I ended up going home, and my mother had to stay in the hospital, so that's kind of a funny story to me. And my name wasn't supposed to be Kelly, apparently. Apparently, my parents had decided on another name. But for whatever reason, I think it was my dad who filled in the paperwork. My dad, my dad put Kelly down. Like my name was supposed to be Lori or Laura or something like that. So I think that's an interesting story. Here's the thing. So the last couple of days, to answer your question, Flowing, and I appreciate you checking on me. For the last couple of days, I've been doing this thing, and I don't sleep well. As a general rule of thumb, I've never slept well. Like I don't have a good sleep pattern. And it's not uncommon for me to work on 4, 5, 6 hours of sleep. It's not ideal, but it's not uncommon. But I can very easily get my days and my nights mixed up. And for probably the last week or two, what's been happening is that I will eat late at night, which is, we all know, is not good for us. And then I fall asleep right after I eat. And then I wake up at like 2:30 in the morning. And at 8 in the morning, I'm still awake. or 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning, and then I fall asleep and I try to have like a little cat nap kind of idea before I would do one of my shows, right? And it's catching up with me is pretty much what I'm saying. But the good news is that, you know, I'm here tonight. I don't have anything tomorrow during the day. I come back here tomorrow night, and then I'm free for the rest of the weekend. So hopefully I'm going to get a good rest and get myself back on track. And thank you for thinking of me, and thank you, honey, for saying what you said. I don't know that you know Sin, but that's my husband. Kalmar is my husband. He's our moderator in chief, as it were. So, who wants a card? What do we want to talk about? Anyone have anything they want to share? You guys will notice on the screen that I'm pretty sure that you know. So Ryan's Unconditional Love will be here on Monday. And then Nancy Jean's Garden will be here. Well, Nancy Jean from Nancy Jean's Garden will be here on Wednesday. And Kathleen J. Lightworker is going to come on Thursday and do those shadow readings on a banana. So that's what that's about. So I'm very excited about that. Looking forward to that. Yeah, that's my husband. Which we're very lucky that I have. Well, we as a collective group are not lucky. I am lucky that I have such an awesome husband. Yes, I knew that you would appreciate that on a banana, so I just got that confirmed with Kathleen, and I'm looking forward to that. So let me ask you guys a question, and I don't feel compelled to answer, but if you have a thought, and I've said this many times, if you have something that you think that you would like to know more information about, if there's something that you know, you've always wanted to, like, you know, that you're curious about and you're just not sure where to go to find the information, feel free to share with me in the chat, and perhaps maybe I could, you know, reach out and find someone to come on to the channel or the series, whatever the case may be, and discuss with us. I mean, that is the goal of the series, right? Is to provide information, you know, the more tools that we have in our toolbox to assist us to achieving that overall wellness that we all strive to have in our life. So feel free to do that. I think that I will do one of the I will do one of the shows in the series myself on mirror work, and that seems to be of great interest to people. So I'm working out in, you know, sort of a plan of action as to how I'm going to do that. I think that would be honey, our ratings would not tank if you came on. They would probably increase. You're so kind. Thank you. What else was I going to say? And I'm also going to do one about visualization, where we're just sort of like what Jay did the other day, take you through meditation. I'm going to take you through visualization. So I am excited about what is coming up. And then the following week, we have the Nasty Women Tarot coming. And we have Sophie, Bright Opal Tarot coming. So that is great. I'm looking forward to everyone showing up and sharing all of their information and skills and tips with us. I sure hope that you guys are finding it informative and helpful. All right, does anybody want a card? Hi, Ron. How are you? We were just talking about you. We were telling everyone that you're coming on Monday. That's what I was doing. Well, here's the thing. Okay, Flowing. Here's the thing on a banana. I'm going to do my darn best to do a visualization for everyone that you can either listen to, see if it resonates, see if it helps, or, come back and listen to it, right? Yeah, I think it's funny that you say that, Sin. Lots of people have been saying that same thing. Like the energy's a bit all over the place. So I hope that you get something out of it on a banana if you're able to tune in for it. Oh, thanks, Linda. Kind of you to say. Kind of you to say, my dear. I appreciate that. And listen, it's hard sitting here knowing what it is that people want you to talk about or what people are needing, to know, or what they're interested in learning. Unless, someone tells them, give me a hint, point me in the right direction. I'm also trying to find someone to come and talk to us about essential oils. I think that might be helpful. Hi, Suzanne. How are you, love? All right. For my friend Sin, may I have a card, please? I'm pulling from the I can't say it. The Secret Language of Color deck. Thanks, Jay. Well, Anna, I'm sorry that's what's going on. I know that you've had a bit of a time of it as of late. That is for certain. And I can't promise anything either. But hey, if I could show you a tip where you could sort of transport yourself, especially in a time where it seems like everything is falling apart, that might be really, really useful. Of course you can. Absolutely. No problem, my friend Suzanne. Okay, for Sin, we have Azure. I think that's how you pronounce it. Azure. Look at that beautiful image. It's just stunning. Card number 36, protect yourself. And just to clarify that, because that card might sound a little bit like, oh, what do I need to protect myself from? It's not meant that way at all. I will just read a little bit of the message to you, my dear, so you can have some more insight. Azure purifies your aura and strengthens your connection to the divine, leading you to discover your truth and empowering you to make important life choices. Immerse yourself with Azure rays to protect yourself from negative, dense energies and to find your center. Breathe in Azure rays of light to feel safe and secure, imagining an Azure bubble of light that surrounds and protects you. Say, I ask divine healing light to surround me with love, peace, and healing. Please bar any dense energy from entering my space and affecting me. Thank you. Do this for yourself and your loved ones whenever you would like some added protection. It is a beautiful color, right? Suzanne would like an angel card. All right, let us pull. Oh, that's interesting, Sin. And thru is Archangel Michael's colors. Very cool. Let us pull a guardian angel card, please, for our friend Suzanne. For our friend Suzanne, can we have, whoop, popped out. And we have Judgment. Let go of your fear of being judged. You are good enough. It is time to release all that you have kept safely locked away in your heart. Your true essence and potential have been restricted by structure and method for long enough. There is no right or wrong way, just be you. It's a lovely message. Oh, thanks, Linda. Just listening to your stories and experiences are inspiring and informative. You're very kind. I appreciate you for saying that. You know, it's funny. I always considered my father a great storyteller. And when people would tell me that I was a good storyteller, I kind of, I never really accepted that. And since my father has passed, I feel a little bit differently about it. If anyone was to tell me that I'm a good storyteller or, that I'm able to communicate well or whatever the case may be, I sort of feel like I'm like doing my dad proud, if that makes sense. Doing my daddy proud. Oh, I'm glad, Suzanne. I am glad. So, I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions. Let me know what you think. Okay? If you could be reincarnated and come back as an animal, what animal would it be? Domestic or wild? Hi, Sharon Sipe. How are you? Thank you for joining us. So I'm pulling cards. You guys tell me, if you could reincarnate as an animal, domestic or wild, what would you choose? Dolphin? I love it. You would choose a wild animal? What animal, Suzanne? Awesome. You know what? I've always said that I would love to come back as a cat if I was a domestic animal, and as a wild animal, I'd like to come back as a giraffe. There's something very majestic about a giraffe to me, personally. I've pulled this card here, Imagination from the Soul's Journey Oracle. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. I love that image on this card. Suzanne says, I want to be free. An elephant. Elephants are glorious creatures. Absolute glorious. Eagle for Ron. I love it. All right. Favorite TV commercial from your childhood? Oh, look at that. Linda wants to be an eagle as well. I love it. Come on, Kelmar. If you're in the chat, you got to participate too. That is hard. Dolphin for play, dragon for destruction of environment killers. Love it. Favorite TV commercial from your childhood? Hey, that's okay. Sorry, what? If you could reincarnate As an animal, wild or domestic, what would it be? Or any commercial, Sin, if it makes it easier. Give it to Mikey, he'll eat anything. I love it. I used to love those commercials too. Now, here is the purpose of these questions, right? So I ask a question, one person says something which triggers somebody else, and before you know it, now we're talking about all kinds of things, and I just love that. Give it to Mikey, he'll eat anything. You want to come back as a lion, Mark? Cool. So, I love the Coca-Cola commercials. The Kool-Aid commercials. There you go, Suzanne. There you go. Oh. Sorry, Sin. I don't really watch TV either, but I have favorite commercials from when I was a kid, for sure. I used to like the Chuck Wagon dog food commercial. Don't ask me why. And the Coca-Cola commercials, right? When they'd get on the hill and they'd all have candles like on the ski hill, and they'd say, they'd sing the song, right? We'd like to teach the world to sing. I used to love that commercial. We need one of those right now, I think. Oh, and I used to love the Cheese Whiz commercial. Cheese Whiz, do-do-do. Remember when she would do the dance? I don't even like Cheese Whiz. I don't know that I've ever even had Cheese Whiz, but I used to like the commercial. And my husband, tell him which commercial you like, honey. Come on. You know you want to. You're weird. I'm not weird. You're weird. You watched very little TV when you were a kid? Yeah, our TV watching was more structured, like you would watch like Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning or something like that, or like one show a week. It wasn't like Sunday nights. It would be Walt Disney World, and then or maybe it was Mutual of Omaha that came first, and then Disney World, or the other way around. But like that was like today's Thursday night was our Sunday night, right? That was big. From the zodiac moon, we have Sun in Pisces, higher purpose. Align yourself with love and wisdom. That's a beautiful card. Bugs Bunny cartoons. Now, Ron, now when you say that makes me think of Commander Tom, right? And we used to have the Saturday morning cartoons where like that went on for like a long time. Did it not? It was like, from like 8 a.m. till like 11 or something. And you just sat there and you watched, I don't know, multiple cartoons coming on. I used to love that. We were allowed to watch Saturday morning cartoons then outside. Yeah, there was no hanging about the house. Yeah, the eggs commercial. I'm not weird, you're weird. You want to buy a ladder? A ladder. Not a ladder, a ladder. We give part marks for spelling here. I'm kidding. All right. My dad would take over the TV, and it was all Benny Hill show. I Love Lucy, The Honeymooners, and karate movies all weekend. Mom knew it pissed me off, so she got me my own TV. Okay. I'm going to totally age myself. So we had a big company here in Canada that did the cable, and they had a box. It was a big box, and it had 2 rows of buttons on it, right? And each button represented a channel, and then you could like switch it up to one place and switch it down to get another set of numbers. And it was attached by a wire, which was probably about 20 feet long, that would go from the TV, over to the couch kind of thing. And my dad would be in the basement, and we would be upstairs in our room, and he would call us. We would come running down the stairs, and he'd be like, can you hand me the box? We'd be like, really? Like, don't interrupt daddy on Sunday afternoon, right? That's when all the Westerns came on, and he just, like, he totally was lounging out. Yeah, he'd call us all the way downstairs for that. And I don't know, when you said that, Anna, that's what made me think of that. Not Anna, sorry, Anna Badana. Made me think of that. My dad used to love the Honeymooners. I think one of the best I Love Lucy episodes is the one where she's in the chocolate factory. That and the winemaking. Hysterical episodes. At the time, you had rabbit ears to watch TV. And Suzanne says we had to dial. Our job was to change the channel for our parents. You know, absolutely. We used to change the dial for our parents, and then once we got past that stage and we got this new remote situation, that was the worst, because, like I said, he'd call us from our friend's house to come pass the box to him. Honestly, yeah. Mutual of Omaha. Yeah. Yeah, TV antennas and rabbit ears and all sorts of gadgets we used back in the day, right? It kills me now. You know, you turn on the TV and there's like, 300 stations, and you're like, there's nothing to watch. Whereas before, we were lucky if we got 3 stations, right? Right? Yeah, and it was, I don't know about you guys, but it was like a family event, right? Like, everyone gather in the living room, we're gonna watch something, right? I always felt like you learned something when you watched Mutual of Omaha, and not just learning something, but having the visual of it, right? Because unless you were in school, when would you see that? Or you had encyclopedias. Okay, who here had a set of encyclopedias at their house? Or knew someone that had a set of encyclopedias? From the Archangel Animal deck, we have Monkey. Look at how close they are. They're just holding each other. It's so sweet. Experience all that life has to offer, from Archangel Raphael. I love that card. Anna Banana says you either watched as a family or you read. No other choice after dinner, right? Yeah, great. We have 200 channels and I still struggle to find something. What do you mean, come tell the joke? I don't get it, dear. My parents were really big on, like, sitting down at the dinner table and, like, discussing things like, how was your day? What did you do? And so many kids would come knocking on the door and be like, can they come out and play? Be like, we're not done yet. Like, oh my God, we're never going to be done. It's going to keep us here forever. Yeah, my dad liked to, he was big on, like, discussing the day at the dinner table. It was a big thing at our house. And sometimes we'd be there for hours. So we never got to then get in front of the TV, right? But in my father's defense, he wasn't there an awful lot because he was, in the early days, he was driving trucks. So he'd be gone sometimes for days at a time. And so dinner time was when we got to see each other, basically. Oh my gosh, Mark. I am not Mark. Politically incorrect. Suzanne says we watch Saturday Hockey Night in Canada as a family. Otherwise, news, and more news, right? Yeah. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Good old Hockey Night in Canada with Don Cherry and Don McLean. Is it Don McLean or Scott McLean? I can't remember. Mark, no. Like, all joking aside, no. Dinner time was the most stressful part of my day, Suzanne. You know, I've said many times on this channel that I do not want to ever, ever, ever say anything negative about my parents. But I am telling you, the things that went on our dinner table, I mean, sometimes we would just be, afraid to move for fear that we were going to get in trouble. Like, one of the things my dad would say, okay, so just FYI, my dad was like a jokester, a one-liner kind of guy, right? And just like me, he got the gift of a gab, right? And so he could be extremely entertaining or not, depending on the mood he was in. My father was raised in an environment where they were very poor, and there was an awful lot of them. And there was no structure, there was no discipline, there was no, environment to excel in, shall we call it. And so it was really, really, really important to my dad that we, were raised as young ladies with proper manners, and, that we were respectful of our appearance, because it reflected on our family. Except you get my drift, right? And so my dad was almost on the verge of cruel, like you're saying, Suzanne, with his expectations about what two little young girls should be acting like. Like, we weren't adults, right? And so we would get in trouble if we put our elbows on the table. We would get in trouble if we drank our drink too fast. We would get in trouble if we accidentally laughed, if we knocked something over the table. And I'll tell you that more times than not, the pressure that he put us under at that dinner table, specifically for my little sister, had us so nervous that one of us would always do something. So either the fork and knife would fall on the floor, or like the plate would fall on the floor, or like we'd knock our drink over across the table. That was a regular occurrence. And then he would like totally like snap, right? So I know what you're saying, Suzanne. It's not difficult to hear that story and go like, wow, that's like on the verge of abuse. But the one thing I will say, as I was saying before, I do understand that my dad, specifically my dad, not so much my mom. My mother always tried to be the mediator and the peacekeeper. But my dad, because of where he came from, was trying so hard to have us not turn out like his family, that he almost went to the extreme. I'm not saying that's an excuse, but that was the reason. Anna Banana says, I honestly think the only reason I don't have as many scary moments in childhood is because my parents never married. Mom ruled the roost. Interesting. Hi, Kevin. How are you? Yeah, I remember sitting at the dinner table one night, and my mom always made a big Sunday dinner. That was our thing. And my dad had mashed potatoes on his fork, and he put the fork up to his mouth, and the mashed potatoes fell off. And of course, I mean, we were just little girls. We started giggling. We thought that like that was the funniest thing we'd ever seen, and we got sent to our room. True story. Because we laughed about mashed potatoes falling off of a fork. No, we never. It's funny because my parents, no. We never had to eat everything. You know that, honey. My dad wasn't like that. No. If you didn't eat what was on your plate, we get the lecture about, there's children across the world that are starving to death. There's animals that are starving to death, right? Do you realize how fortunate you are? I mean, like guilt you into eating everything on your plate. They would never tell you to eat everything on your plate or force you to eat everything on your plate. They would just go down that list, and tell you that, there's people dying all across the world because they don't have enough food, and, you should understand. And Linda says, yes, I'm a member of the Clean Plate Club. I love it. I love it. That's cute. The Clean Plate Club. Oh, my friends, sometimes it's easy to remember things and sometimes it's not, right? Do you guys have a favorite comfort food? Well, good evening, Sherry H. It is so nice to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Your mom was a single parent raising 2 kids alone. We didn't sit at the table to eat except for big holiday meals. We usually used TV trays and ate while watching TV. And what's wrong with that? I think that's lovely. There's something very, like when I was younger, there was something very, I don't know, like cozy and comfortable because it was so out of the norm. It felt almost like a treat, right? If you got to sit in front of the TV at a TV tray, right? Flowing says we had lively tables. Yeah. Sin says anything chocolate is comfort. I agree. Kevin says I like sitting at a tray table and eating dinner. That's what me and my hubby usually do. Suzanne says anything with sugar in it. And a banana. The only thing I loved as a kid was my grandmother's homemade coconut icy. It's lovely. Hi, Anita Oracle. Thank you for coming back. Appreciate you being here. I have so many comfort foods, but it's not really like a food necessarily that is comfortable for me. I would say it's more of like the traditions. Like every weekend was the big breakfast, like, bacon and eggs or pancakes or fruit salad, like whatever it was like a fuss. It was a big deal. And all that entails, right? The going in the kitchen and the making it and getting excited and talking about it and then sitting at the table and just enjoying each other's company and taking that moment and, talking about what we were going to do or what had happened or whatever the case may be. Like I loved those family moments. Like I said, big Sunday night dinners was a huge deal at my house. Sunday was cleanup day, so you would clean your room or help mom clean up whatever you were doing or help dad outside or whatever we were doing. But you could smell it cooking all day. And there was something about just being in that environment where it was like lazy and relaxed and, not hustle and bustly like it was during the week. I love that, Sherry. Your mom had 2 rules. You should eat chocolate and ice cream every day. Well, God bless your mama. Those are lovely rules. I love that. That's so sweet. I remember, I think I've told this before. So when Laverne and Shirley came out, and I want to say, I don't know why I remember this. I want to say that Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley used to play on a Tuesday. I think that was the night. I think it was a Tuesday. And we'd all gather in around the couch, and we'd have our snacks. Like, we would each get a bowl of whatever we wanted. And my sister and I would sit on the floor, and we would sing all the theme songs. And this one particular time, and I don't know why this sticks out in my memory, but this one particular time, my sister and I were, having our snack, and we were watching the show, and my mom, just looked at us, and she's like, "My babies." We were like, "What's happening?" She just got so overcome with emotion, and she was like wanting to hug us and kiss us, and we were like, "What is happening?" And when I think about it now, the look on her face just spoke so much love. Spoke of so much love. It's such a, like, I love that memory in my locked away in my brain. Oh, Sherry, my darling, there is no bond, I don't think, that's stronger than a mother and a child. And it's tough when your parents are gone. It's tough. I don't think not, and I don't want the chat to get super super duper heavy, but that's what we seem to do here, and I love the fact that y'all feel safe enough to share. I think for me personally, in my own personal experience, there was something that was unexpected that happened when my parents died that I wasn't aware of or didn't, even think about. It wasn't really in my mind's eye. And that was just quite simply that I didn't realize that the whole family dynamic would go and change. I like, that wasn't something I was prepared for. It's not something that I was even aware of or thinking about, obviously. But it did. And I think that, and when I say this, I don't mean it makes me miss my parents more, but it makes me miss our family more, if that makes sense, because our whole family ceased to exist after my parents passed, which doesn't make any sense to me. Of course, Anna Banana, send our love to Mama. You miss your parents too, Flona? Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So many of us share that pain, and it's tough. It is absolutely tough. And so for all of you that are listening, that have moms or dads or both, pick up the phone and give them a call. Tell them that you love them. That would make me feel very good, because I don't think that we do that enough. Maybe a mom on the street or at your school or in the community center, right? That's working really, really hard, or a single dad that's, doing two jobs to keep his family together. Just reach out and give that person an extra smile. Maybe offer to give them a hand, carry their groceries in, shovel their driveway, something. I think we sometimes forget how difficult it is to be a parent, right? And when you think about it, at the age that we're at now, it didn't come with a rule book, right? We didn't come with a set of instructions. They didn't know what to do. Interesting. It's an interesting concept, but yeah. Reach out and tell someone that you love them and make their day. Because I think as parents, that's really all that they want. They want you to be happy, and they want to know that you're happy. Thanks, Sherry. All right. Sorry, I'm shuffling and talking. I'm not paying attention here. Sherry says this community family is what got me through her passing. I discovered all of you shortly after she died. Well, my story is the same, Sherry, and I mean, I agree with you 110%. I don't think that I would have survived if it wasn't for the lovely, amazing people in this community. You know, you all have been so kind to me at one time or another, and you know, you continue to do so. It wasn't one of those, you know, oh, how are you? And then the next time you saw me, you were like, you know, dozen cats who? So I appreciate that very much. And I have said this before, I will continue to say it. You know, I think the worst part for me in my experience was the loneliness that I experienced, and I wasn't prepared for that. And so I would say that if, for whatever is going on in your life, that if you feel alone, if you feel, you know, that you have no support system, you jump in a chat on one of these shows that are going on with one of these amazing readers that are in our community, and you're not going to feel that way anymore. After a week, you will feel so much support and so much compassion and so much understanding, and it is a glorious thing. It is stunning to witness people open up and share and start to find their voice and find their power, and just feel good. Just feel good. Experience like a moment, right? It's also really stunning to watch someone blossom, right? Um, and that's what this community did for me. And I mean, Sherry's just said that, you know, that's what the community did for her. It gave her a sense of belonging, and you know, there's not enough times that you can say how important that is to a person, especially someone who has gone through, you know, a significant loss or a significant trauma. Flowing says that they were the best and loved them so much. And that's so lovely, Flowing, because, you know, there's a lot of people that you know, didn't have fantastic relationships with their parents for one reason or another. And that's just so wonderful that you have these wonderful parents and these amazing memories to draw from. Honestly, it's a beautiful thing, because it isn't very often that you hear people say that. Suzanne said that her walking is done. Yay, Suzanne, you go, girl. You're on the laptop now. Good stuff. Hey, Jaleesa. Listen, you don't have to be sorry. There's no check-in here. No check-in, but we're glad that you're here with us now. Anna Banana is back. Okay. Butterfly Kiss is healing. I don't know if I said hello to you or not. I do apologize. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Sin says, wish I had real life friends, but glad to have virtual friends to support me in lonely old retirement. That's an interesting comment, Sin. And I can totally relate to that. With having anxiety panic disorder and feeling for many years like people did not understand, whether they did or they didn't care, or whatever. You know, I built my protective bubble around myself, and I started to sort of remove myself from the people I would normally surround myself with. And so my circle became very small. And over the years, I've found friends, and then, you know, at one point or another, I was talking about this yesterday, at one point or another, I would feel like they would disappoint me. They would let me down. And I don't think it was them that was disappointing me. I think it was me setting myself up, because I had this false expectation like they were going to do X, Y, or Z or whatever, and then they could never do it because of course that wasn't their intention in the first place. That was mine. And then with all of my added issues and whatever you want to call it, thrown into the mix, it was like a recipe for a disaster. And so to avoid that happening, like me getting my feelings hurt, I just sort of like withdrew from my friends, and I would keep it very casual, like, hope you have a happy Easter, or, Merry Christmas. I mean, that's what I would do, hi, just saying hi, hope you're doing great. I wouldn't like talk to them, because I didn't think really anyone understood, which is really, really difficult. But I kind of got used to it. I kind of got used to not having that like confidant kind of person in my life. And that's really when I started, like, honestly doing journaling. But I was doing my journal as if I was having like I was writing a letter or like a conversation with a person. Yes, I seen that, Sherry. Sharon Lee's finally got her new channel name to go. Subscribe, Sherry Rhubarb, or Sherry Rhubarb. Honestly, can you tell I'm tired? Strawberry Rhubarb Tarot. I seen that when I got on here. Bum, 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 bum. I'm catching up with the comments, peeps. Oh, Suzanne, now to make your protein. I am so proud of Suzanne. Look at her go. Back inside on my computer so I can type normal now. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. You have no neighbors, but no one that you can really relate to. Well, I mean, I don't have a fix for that, Sin, but I will say this to you. We are always here for you. And when I say we, I mean collectively in this community. I can't speak for, everyone, but I can definitely speak for myself and say that, my goal is to make sure that no one ever feels the way that I did. And, I am trying to make myself as available as I can. And I try to give little tips and tricks and helpful things to help people be able to cope and exist with all sorts of things that they may be dealing with. And so I hope you kind of keep your eye on the channel, and maybe something will pop up that intrigues you or you find, helpful or informative. And we're doing this, what we're doing right now, chats and oracles. We chat, we let the chat kind of take us wherever it's going to go. Last night we were on for 4 hours. We started at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and we just keep each other company and love each other up and lift each other up and support each other to the best of our ability. And so if ever, you're feeling like you need some company, I hope that you come and join us. What else have we got going on here? On a banana. Sorry for the delay. My cat stepped on my keyboard and managed to reload the page. Oh my gosh, you guys. Charlotte does it all the time. She sits on my keyboard, and then like my screen, instead of going this way, is now like this way. Anita Oracle says, I came into some money, lent to all my friends what they needed, now have one friend and no money. That's a tough lesson to learn, my friend. Tough lesson to learn. Linda says, sorry for my limited participation, cause low on energy tonight. Linda, my love, you no need to apologize. I'm just happy that you're here. You feel free to chime in whenever you want. I hope that you're okay, though. My soul family in these channel and chats. Ron, exactly, right? I do think it is a miraculous thing that so many of us are connected in so many ways that we have no idea about, right? And then I also think it is quite miraculous that through a chat screen, like not meeting someone in person, not being able to see them or feel their energy, but in a chat screen that you can feel such a deep and strong bond with someone and build a friendship from that point. I think it's pretty amazing. Very fortunate to be part of this community is how I feel. Assuming I'm a part of the community. Ha ha. Kidding. Flowing says it's harder to meet friends now since I don't work. I'm grateful for all of you. Well, we are grateful for you, Flowing. We are grateful for you, my friends. I do not, but Sherry H, if you know Sharon's new channel, throw it up there. If you don't mind. I don't know what her new channel is. I only seen that notification when I was already in here. So I'm not singing the lurker song to you, Linda, but you just go ahead and listen quietly and lurk all you want, my love. You are welcome to lurk. Aw, thanks, Delicia. And you as well. We are your friend as well. Right, Sin? And it is an awesome place to feel like you belong. Like, I feel proud when I say that I'm a part of this community. I don't really know how else to express that. Anna Banana says, just relax to Linda. She's saying, just relax, darling. Energies this last week have been wonky. Sin says, the free-flowing chat is great. Thanks for doing this. Absolutely. I'm glad that you're loving it. That makes me happy. So I appreciate that. Sorry, it took me a hot minute, honey, to know what the heck you were trying to say to me. Oh, hello. Maybe in like 10 minutes, start it. Thank you, honey. I appreciate it. My husband's going to start my dinner for me at 10:15 at night. Anita says, me too. Thank you for letting me in. Of course, everyone is welcome. The more the merrier. Sherry's going to get that link. And Flowing has already done it, Sherry, so you don't have to. Look at Flowing. She is on it. Linda says, thanks to all of you wonderful people. Well, from one of the wonderful people, I say thank you right back to you. Suzanne says, healthy protein shake doesn't taste great, but I will endure. Oh, gosh, I couldn't do it, man. I could not do it. That's why I don't do diets. Like, listen, I should be as thin as a bloomin' pencil, right? I don't eat eggs. I don't eat, because I'm allergic to them. So, I don't eat mayonnaise. I don't eat any sauces. Like, I don't do, like, relish or like, cheese sauce or any kind of sour. I don't, like, do any of that. Like, no, I don't. I eat vegetables. There's nothing wrong with me taking a cucumber and eating it like a whole cucumber, right? I love vegetables. I don't not eat healthily. My problem is I don't move. That's my problem. And I like my junk. As much as I like to eat healthy, I like my junk. See, the problem is because I was an athlete as a child, as I've said like 100 times, I could have, half a bag of chocolate chip cookies and it was okay because, I was working it off. That ain't happening anymore because I'm like as old as dirt. So it's not working anymore for me. Oh my goodness. All right. Flowing says, please try to make sure that the link works. I'm sure that it does, Suzanne. Flowing. Suzanne says, anxiety and stress cause imbalance, which can result in weight gain. Yes. And if you're on, you know, antidepressants, sometimes they can make you gain weight as well. Audubon says, give me a steak and a fresh piece of French bread, and I am a happy camper. Nothing wrong with that, my dear. Nothing wrong with that. I hear you there. I just made steak the other night. Anita Oracle says, I love chocolate and cake. Yeah. Okay, so I pulled 2 Guiding Light Oracle cards. The first one I have is a Starry Night. Look at the image on that card. Isn't that just stunning? A Starry Night. Message on the card says, the beaming and glistening light from the stars reminds you that there is hope for your future. The beaming and glistening light from the stars reminds you that there is hope for your future. That's a beautiful message. And the second card that I pulled is Healing Cocoon of Light. Look at that image. Isn't that beautiful? Message is, your angels come to see you now and surround you in a healing cocoon made of light. Love it. I love it. Good for you, Linda. Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know that I could eat it every day. My favorite food, bar none, is pasta. But yeah, lately I've just had like a craving for steak, and so I've been eating a lot of it. But I love it. I love it. Aw, Flowing, you're so sweet. You don't like steak, Jalicia? That's okay. What's something that you enjoy eating, Jalicia? Beautiful cards. The more oracle cards see, the more I like. My tarot cards are being neglected. Aw. Listen, I would okay, here's the question for us. How would you describe yourself? Would you describe, I'm going to give you some options, right? Would you describe yourself as a home cook, right? Would you describe yourself as a 5-star chef? Or would you describe yourself as a takeout expert? Oh, Sherry, I'm so sorry to hear that you're having more pain. That's not good. I do hope that gets better and that they get to the bottom of that for you. Jalicia says, I don't like pizza either, and everyone loves pizza. I'm not a fan. I'll eat pizza. It's just not that I don't like it. But I can't eat pizza like every day of the week like some people do. Yuck. I find it really, really heavy. You still eat Indian food mostly? Nothing wrong with that. From what I understand, it's extremely healthy for you. Butterfly Kisses says home cook. Sherry says down home cook, nothing fancy, but nobody pushes away from the table, right? Floating says home cook. Sin says home style cook because I need gluten free and cheaper to prepare meals at home. 100%. Anna Banana says home cook 30-minute meals usually. Yep. Anita Oracle says take an expert. I have the cooking skills of a child. Laugh out loud. Julissa says I'm a good cook, not chef type, but good. I just don't cook much, being just me. Yeah. Folly says no fancy food here either. You're injured in 1999. Back is screwed. Not much they can do. Permanent nerve damage in neck, shoulders, etc. Yeah. My uncle had the nerves, like he had that fusion thing done in the right here, the base of his spine and his skull. He had some nerves fused there, and I mean, just the thought of it just gives me the willies. I was in a car accident in 2008, and thanks, honey. I have I have a lot of issues with my neck and my shoulders and stuff. So I mean, I'm not in constant pain by any stretch of the imagination, but I hear where you're coming from in terms of like it has haunted me all these years, and it just like it's never going to go away. That's a really good idea, Sherry H. Perhaps maybe you should reach out to Butterfly Kisses Healing. Get some energy healing happening for you, hon. She's amazing. Like, I mean, amazing. Butterfly Kisses Healing gave me the best night's sleep that I have had in probably 5 or 6 years. And I'm not exaggerating that. So please definitely reach out and maybe she can assist, right? Oh God, Sherry, yikes. Oh, you're giving me the willies. Sorry. Can't imagine that kind of. There's certain kind of things that you hear about that I feel it and I'm just like, oh, like I can't imagine. Delicia says, what kind of things do you cook usually, Kelly? I'm just like a regular plain. I would call myself like plain Jane cook. Nothing fancy. I mean, we have good meals, but nothing fancy or nothing that you're gonna find in a modern restaurant. So one thing my mama always taught me was that the plate needs to look pretty. In terms of, it needs to look presentable. It needs to speak to you. It needs to make you want to eat, right? And so I try to make sure that it's a well balanced plate, that it presents itself as something that you are like, I can't wait to dig into this, right? So we will have like pork chops and scalloped potatoes. We always have vegetables on our plate. We never really sit down and don't have a vegetable or more. I will make, like the other night I made steak and we had rice and we had what did we have? We had broccoli and carrots with it. I love like a roast of pork or a roast of beef. It doesn't matter. A ham on a Sunday. It's like, because that's what my mom did. It's kind of my thing. And I love pasta. So like lasagna, manicotti, any kind of, bake it in the oven, where it's floating in cheese, which is so disgusting, but so good at the same time. Chicken cacciatore, stuffed green peppers. Yeah. Oh, she already did a healing on Sherry and another and knocked it out. That's wonderful to hear. So yeah, reach out to her, my love. Reach out to her. Reach out to her. All right, I pulled a card from the Zodiac Moon deck, Sun and Scorpio. We've got passion. A passionate, intense, or mysterious phase, which might be what all this like weird energy kind of making us feel like we're inside of a pinball machine is, right? Flavia says, I would love healing, energy healing. And Banana says, I can somewhat relate, Sherry H. Been dealing with constant back pain since 2007. Gave up on meds after the pain clinic over medicated me the fourth time. Or is that's what you're talking about the other night, Anna Banana? Have you tried physical therapy or alternative treatment? I had pinched nerve and sciatica, and it helped me. So flowing butterfly kisses healing. I'm not sure if you've seen that, but she says to go to her channel, and on her about page is her email is listed, and to email butterfly kisses healing for to discuss energy healing. Sherry H, I live in constant chronic pain. I can't remember what pain free feels like, but the meds, doing my therapy, using my TENS unit, heat and ice make it pain manageable. Well, I mean, listen, it's no bonus that you can manage your pain, but it's better than not being able to manage your pain, right? Oh my God, I'm so lucky. I have a really good pain management doctor. Yeah, that's great. That's great to hear, Sherry. Suzanne says home cook preferred. Jay says all my manager is here. Julia says I tend to make things like a little goby sag. I don't know what any of those things are. Sorry, Julia, I don't know what any of those dishes are. You'll have to tell me what they are. Flowing, your sun is in Scorpio? Lovely. Potato sauce, spinach, lentils, and what the heck is well? Well, I'm glad I wasn't the only one who didn't know. Thank you. I mean, you knew a lot more than I did, but I appreciate you putting that in the chat so I could follow along. I did. I'm grateful. I have fibromyalgia and other things. Okay, I get injections from a herniated disc. My God, we're all falling apart in this chat. Oh, it's kidney beans. I'm not a fan of kidney beans. Thank God for giving someone talented to create the TENS unit. Oh, yeah. Yep, I'm familiar. I had that thing hooked up to me for a long time, too. When I got out of my car accident, and this is no joke, that happened at the end of May. And by September, I was walking. So. Unfortunately, I've never been the same since, so it is what it is. A young girl was texting, and I was sitting at a red light, and she hit me and knocked me into oncoming traffic where a dump truck was headed right for me. And for whatever reason, it did not hit me. She was going between 50 and 70 kilometers an hour, and I was at a complete standstill. I'm lucky I didn't go to the hospital. I was hurt, but I can't remember, maybe my husband's in the chat, maybe he can remember. I don't remember if it was 42 or 52, whatever they call it, multiple soft tissue, somebody or others in my back. If you took your hand down the left side of my back, it felt like a golf ball, like all the indents. It was gross. But nothing like what you're talking about, Sherry or Anna. I was totally able to, I mean, I wasn't able to function, but I mean, I wasn't in the hospital. I wasn't in like bone pain. It was muscle pain. I remember trying to give the cats their treats, right? And I couldn't bend down, and I couldn't reach up. So anything that was in my arm's reach, I could do. And so I just get the thing off the counter, and I just dump it on the floor. And the cats would just look at me and be like, really? Oh. Oh, that's a cool idea, Sherry. Sorry, I missed something that someone said up here. So I was talking away. Sherry says, or sorry. All right. Back up. So Butterfly Kiss the Ceiling says, on a banana, feel free to email me too if you're interested. Delicia says, sorry, I forget English words to some things. No need to apologize. You're helping us learn new things. We appreciate that. Sherry says, my sun is in Gemini, moon is in Aquarius, and rising is in Aries. I can't speak tonight because I'm so tired, you guys. Sorry. Flowing says, love, beans, and rice. Linda says, angels. Sherry says, I think I am going to buy one of those infrared lights that the therapists use. You can get them on Amazon now for around $150. Cool. Have you had that done to you before? Like you use that? Is that why you're thinking of purchasing ones? Delicia, I'm doing good so far right now. I'm about to take a picture of all of my decks for my friend. She wants to know which decks to use in my live streams. I'm not going to tell you, Jay, what I thought of. Sorry. When you said that, I was like, right, sure you are. Sorry. Right? What am I thinking? I'm bad girl. Bad girl. Yes, Butterfly Kiss the Ceiling is an amazing lady. Amazing lady. Not that everyone else here is not amazing, but I am ever so grateful for what she has done for me. So I highly recommend her. Sorry, Jay. I can't help myself. What can I tell you? Sherry says, yes, I've had therapists use those before, and they can really help alleviate pain now that we can buy them ourselves and since our insurance will cover that. Well, absolutely. If your insurance is going to cover it, you go for it, girl. Delicia, what happens when you get angry? I know when I get angry enough, English does not come out of my mouth clearly, so I'm excited. Oh, that's interesting. Flowing, I can't give you a body transplant, honey. And I don't know that Butterfly Kisses can do that. I mean, she's good, but she might, I don't know. Wow, look at this card, you guys. So I pulled from the Language of Color. Bronze. Strengthen your body. I mean, what are we talking about? Look at the card. Bronze. I mean, that's gorgeous, right? The color, the detail. Strengthen your body. If anyone is, I'm not trying to go out of my way to promote Butterfly Kiss the Ceiling, but I was just going to say this. I know I'd never had anything like that done to me before, so I was kind of like, I don't know what to expect. So she was very, very good at explaining it to me, but I went to her. She has a channel here on YouTube. So put that in the chat, Butterfly Kiss the Ceiling, so that, people could go there and maybe check out. There's some testimonials on there that you can read, which, if you're not familiar with something, it might just make you feel better about the process overall. Okay. An hour and 23 minutes and I am like really hot all of a sudden. I'm just working too hard. That's what I'm doing. All right. I'm going to have a sip of my pop. Whew. All right. Sherry says, where I live, I just opened a new fitness center for the residents to use, so when we know on express price. Good stuff. That's so inspiring, Sherry, that you're so, like, you sound like you're very committed to it. Oh, sure. Absolutely. Can someone grab Butterfly Kisses Healing link and stick it in the chat for her? For me, for us, whatever I'm trying to say. I'm having a smoke. All right, I have another question. When would you say that you are at your very best, or when you are your very best self? Would you say that it's between, like, well, let's just make it easy, morning, afternoon, evening, or like after midnight? When do you think that you're your best self? I don't know why this question always, like, I'm fascinated by this answer. Thank you, Anna Banana. And thank you, Suzanne. Love, light, and hugs, everyone. Stand in your light and let it shine. Stand your ground and don't back down. I love that. Enjoy your shower, my friend. Oh, were you sure? That's cool. That's cool. All right, so any takers? Morning people, afternoon people, evening people, or after midnight people? You're going to go to Ron. Okay, you have yourself a great night's sleep. Thank you for joining us. You take care, my friend. Blessings to you, as always. Anita Oracle says after midnight. Flowing says early afternoon, not as stiff, but love mornings. Yeah, I'm either like early morning or after midnight. I love the serenity and the peace and the calmness of both of those times of day. Much love to you, Ron. Jalicia. Oh, so sorry, I lost my place. Herc says he's a morning person. Jalicia says evening, night for her. And then Herc said, and he's a night person too. Anna Banana says normally mixed between night and after night, but this past week the energies have been wonky, so it has been hit and miss, right? Sin says I'm frequently up till 2-3 a.m., but little sleep last night. All right, Sin, thank you for joining us. I hope we see you again, and blessings to you, my friend. Sleep well and sweet dreams. More energy in the morning for you, Butterfly Kisses Healing, but enjoy your evenings. Yeah. Sherry says that she's definitely a night owl. Jalicia, I don't have a normal bedtime. One of the things that I was hoping that this channel would do was give me more of a routine. Because if I don't have a routine, I will, 2, 3, 4 in the morning kind of idea. If I have a routine, then that's not my normal jam. But as I was saying, I think before you popped in, I can get my days and nights mixed up with my sleep pattern like that. Sherry says, bed at 11, get up at 5. Wow, girl, that's a lot. Anna Banana says about 3 a.m. is her go-to sleep time. And Linda says that she is a night person. Thanks. And all right, how about we pull a little language of flower card? This is just a little mini oracle deck. I love these cards. For a little deck, I feel like they speak to me. They speak to moi. So who has not decorated for the holidays? Who decorates for the holidays? Who doesn't decorate for the holidays? I was supposed to do it last weekend, but I didn't do it because I didn't have the stuff. And now some of the stuff is here and some isn't. Now there's like 3 feet of flipping snow on the ground. And we're sitting at minus 4 degrees Celsius, but it's supposed to be warm this weekend. So fingers crossed that we actually get out there and get it done before, it gets to a point when it's like, why bother? Because it's too late now. Whoop. And we've had a card jump out. We have cactus flower, endurance. Hold on, you can do this. I love that. I decorate on the 26th. Decorate day after Thanksgiving. Delicia says, I love nights when I can be up all through the night. Yeah, I there's something very peaceful about it to me. I love it. Butterfly Kisses pencil tree you put up. You love it. We have had a tree forever and ever and ever, and we just bought a new one. Well, it's not new now because it's like 3 years old, but the first year, I told the story last night. So when we bought this house, it was a fixer-upper, and we didn't get it done in the time frame that we thought we would, but that's typical of any renovation or whatever. So the first year that we lived here, we didn't put it up, and last year we put it up. It's more along the lines of like a pencil tree, and of course, like, it lasted 1 day or whatever, and the cats had it knocked over. I walked out, and it was like, I had it in the corner, sort of like between like 2 walls, and it was like on a tilt leaning against the wall. And Flowing says, I put wreaths on my door and I'm done decorating. God love you. Hey, listen, you know what? I mean, I don't enjoy doing it, but once it's done, I really like it. And then I don't want to take it down because it just adds so much, it just makes it look different. You know what I mean? Anna Banana says, so far I only done minor decorations outside, not really in the mood for the holidays, but Dad came through in a reading nagging me about it. Aw. Felicia says, I decorated my kitchen, living room, and one of my bathrooms is all decorated. I probably won't bother with any other rooms. I love that you did that, Felicia. Good for you. Anita Oracle says, no decorations, only me and the home. And Sherry says, we have a fake tree. I'm allergic to the real ones. I'm allergic to grass and trees and fresh cut flowers, so yay me. So I can relate, Sherry. I can't have a real tree either, and I would never have a real tree with the 3 cats that I have because they're nuts as fruitcakes. And it's funny because I love the smell, right? I love the smell of the fresh cut trees. Maybe one year my husband and I will do it just to say that we've done it, right? I don't decorate every room in my house, but I'll do the kitchen a little bit, like on the table, and like napkins or like pot holders and tea towels and that sort of thing, just to sprinkle it around a little bit, not like going crazy. And I would say that I'm not like over the top decorations. I'm kind of like, I kind of sprinkle it around the house, just to make it so there's a little bit in every room, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And the one thing that I've never done, which I think is kind of picking up a little bit now, I mean, unless this is the thing and I'm just, I'm late to the party, is to have decorations in your bedroom. I've never had any kind of Christmas decorations in my bedroom, unless, when I was younger and people were coming to sleep over, then maybe you might do something. But otherwise, it was like that was the only room that you didn't do. So, we got some flyers, and don't tell who, but I was thinking of ordering. I've always wanted like Christmas bed linen. I have an obsession with bed linens and towels, if I were being honest. Like, I'm obsessed. Like, throw cushions, any kind of bedding. I don't care what it is. Like, I love it. I can have like 10 comforters and it wouldn't be enough. Not that I need them on my bed. I just like having to, like, I like the ability to be able to change something like that, right? Okay, so Jalecia says I have too much house for just me. There's nothing wrong with that, sweetheart. Flowing sounds pretty, all the decorations. Flowing says get a pine candle. That's a really good idea, Flowing. See, like, honestly, I wouldn't even think it. I'm not like, I don't think ahead like that. Sherry says I decorate the living room, the porch patio where we sit outside to smoke, and the office at work. Good stuff. Anna Banana says me neither, allergic to grass, weeds, and several varieties of trees. I have to be careful what type of plants I have in the house. I can't have any plants in the house because the cats will eat them, right? And many times, the husband's bought me flowers or whatever, and it's like, smash, or they're gone, or then the cat's, regurgitating them days later. What kind of sheets do you like to use? You like percale cotton? I'm not necessarily. Well, I am picky. I have this thing about certain textures, so I kind of like need to like feel it. I know that doesn't make any sense, but in the wintertime here, you're going for flannel sheets. You're not, there's no fabric sheets. It's flannel because you need it for the warmth, right? How many oracle decks do you have, Jay? Oh, they won't touch the roses. Yeah, my cats would eat the roses right off the thorns, like right off the stems. Is there lots of fruitcakes like that? Okay, you guys, I'm just gonna throw a couple more cards here, because my dinner is almost ready, I think, and I haven't eaten properly. I've had today so far. I've had a bagel. Yesterday I had 2 bagels, and the day before that I had. What day is it? It's Wednesday. The day before that, I actually had a meal, which is not good. So don't do that. So I need to eat something. So my husband is making me one of my favorite go-to little meals, which is pasta. So it's just like spaghettini, right? They're really, really thin spaghetti with a regular can of tomatoes. And I put carrots and some broccoli in it and, boil that up with the pasta. You take a little scoop of the water, right? So you have some left over. And what you do is you put a little dab of butter in the bottom of the pan. Once the pasta is finished cooking and you've drained it, you throw your little bit of reserved water from the pasta cooking into the pot. You use a jar of the tomato puree. So just maybe like 4 tablespoons, right? And then a can of tomatoes, whole tomatoes I prefer, and then I crush them myself. Some salt and pepper to taste, and it is so like that's my jam. I could eat that 7 days a week, 4 times a day if I was allowed to. You have 12 oracle decks and 2 tarot decks. Your skin. Whoops, sorry. I was just going to read your comment and you flipped over my screen there. Anna Banana says my skin can't stand flannel, but I love jersey. Yeah, absolutely. Any kind of like the fleecy warm thing. Like I love fleece, but I can't handle sleeping in fleecy, that polar fleece material that I can't sleep in that. Okay, how many decks do I have? I have Are you ready? I have. Oracle decks. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 Oracle decks. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tarot decks. Florence says, Kelly, go enjoy your meal with hubby, then bedtime. Hubby's already eaten, but thank you, Flowing. You're very kind. Sherry says, Kalmar, better late than never. Anita Oracle says, I'm addicted. I've got over 30 Oracle decks. Lisa just went live. Yep. Go enjoy your food, Kelly. Lisa, I'm free right now. Enjoy your food, Kelly. Kalmar, what? So, Mark, like, where's my dinner? Is what we're getting to. If you're not into it, honey, I'll come make it. I'm just gonna pull a couple more cards for you guys and let you go. So from the mini chakra love deck, I've got abundance for the solar plexus chakra, and the crystal that they mention here is citrine. Message on the card: the world is abundant when you choose to see it that way. The world is abundant when you choose to see it that way. Okay. Now, normally I wouldn't end so early, but I am feeling it tonight, and so I hope that you guys all understand. Somebody just said that Lisa's gone live, so hopefully if you're up for more chatting, you can hop on over there and say hi to Lisa. I thank everyone for joining me as always. I appreciate your likes, your subscribes, your shares, your thumbs up, all of your comments, your participation in the chat. I am always inspired by each and every one of you, and I appreciate you so very much. Bye, Sherry. You take good care of yourself, okay? We'll see you in the chats, love. Bye, Butterfly Kisses Healing. Have a good night, love. Whoops. All right, so we have from the Archangel Animal deck, we have Dolphin. Live joyfully in the present. Love that. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let us pull a postcard from Spirit. I look forward to seeing you two tomorrow. Jalicia, I love you right back, my dear. I love you right back. So don't forget that Jay is going live. I think when are you doing that, Jay? When's your show? On the 12th, I think, after midnight or something. He'll post it up there for you guys to see. December 13th, 2 p.m. Be Here, Be Square with Ron from Ron Unconditional Love. On the December 15th at 3 p.m., we have the fantastic Nancy Jean from Nancy Jean's Garden here to talk about crystals. And on the 16th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the fabulous Kathleen J. Lightworker, who's going to come and do a shadow reading and talk about shadow readings with us. So that's exciting. Okay, so Jay has 2 shows coming up. Saturday, 1 p.m. and then again 9 p.m. Specific Pacific time. So check him out for that. You guys are looking for things to do, places to go, peeps to visit, and so on and so forth. All right. Let me pull this card for you guys. A postcard from Spirit. They're falling out of my hands, but not in a good way. All right. Dearest you, sometimes it's wonderful to give, but there are times you might find yourself overgiving. Now might be a good time to check in and see where you might be cutting off the flow of abundance. Let others give to you, even if you are more comfortable being generous and being the giver, the healer, the rescuer. In the art of living, we sometimes overlook an important skill, receiving gracefully and with gratitude, without diminishing yourself or trying to deny vulnerability or bringing an agenda of equality to it. Receiving is hard for some people, maybe you. You do not need a this for that in your exchange with others. You are doing good in the world. Let the world give back and support you. Then you can give up the old stories that have you convinced you have to do everything alone with no help. Let your let your well be filled. We all love you so much. I love that. I love that. All right. My friends, I thank you very much for joining me as always. You guys are a phenomenal group of people, and I couldn't do this without you. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Blessings to each and every one of you. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Have a fantastic sleep. And of course, blessings always. And I will see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right here. Be here or be square, as they say. Bye for now, everybody. Thank you so much.